you a Bay Area home buyer that wants to buy a home in the next hot neighborhood before prices skyrocket? Well, it's all about following where the money is going to be. And in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 up-and-coming neighborhoods that are bound to be the next hot item. For those of you who are new to the channel, my name is Danny Gould. I am the founder of Selling Silicon Valley. And over the last decade, I've helped hundreds of families secure their dream home here across the Bay Area. And one of the things that I have been known for, and if you look back in my videos, I have hundreds of videos here on this channel. You could take a look. One of the things that I'm known for is really spotting trends early and seeing exactly where the money's going to be and helping people identify neighborhoods like Berryessa, for example. Now, if you're not familiar with Berryessa was one of the more kind of like rundown neighborhoods on the east side of San Jose, and then Google moved into Mountain View. Well, eventually all of the affordable housing around Google and everything got eaten up really quickly, and they built the 237. And the 237 provided instant access from Mountain View, shooting across the bay right into Berryessa. And overnight, Berryessa became a very attractive option for Google employees that wanted an affordable place to live. And over the course of 5 years, Berryessa went from having like 3 and 4 out of 10 on grade schools to like 8, 9, and 10 schools across grade schools. The neighborhoods were completely revitalized and the home prices skyrocketed. And so that's the kind of neighborhood that people want to find. That diamond in the rough, that neighborhood that maybe it's not the greatest neighborhood right now, but we've got a little bit of time and we want to buy not just a home to live in, but also a good investment where we see the home prices appreciate significantly. And so the reality is that when you're looking for things like this, when you're looking for opportunities like that, you don't want to go where the money already is. You want to go where the money's going to be. The question I ask all my clients is, well, if you want, the best home on the best street in the best neighborhood, that's great, right? That's not going to be an investment property. That's a home to live in. But as an investor, you need to switch your mindset and stop wanting to be sexy, right? Do we want to be sexy or do we want to be rich? Because we can't be both. And so if you're looking to make a good investment decision in your home buying decision making, and you want to kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone, buy a place to live in, but also buy a place in a neighborhood that's going to appreciate because it's going to be that next hot item, this is the right video for you. I'm going to share with you 5 different neighborhoods around the Bay Area that I see as kind of like these next up and coming neighborhoods. These neighborhoods are poised for explosive growth due to tech expansions, infrastructure projects, and economic shifts. So let's dive into the first neighborhood. The first neighborhood that we're going to be covering here is a neighborhood that I've been bullish on for a very long time, and I've mentioned it in many videos. Even, in 2017 and 2016, I was making videos about this neighborhood, and it has proven to be right so far, and I continue to believe in it as an area we're going to continue to see explosive growth, and that is the Burbank neighborhood in San Jose. Burbank is sandwiched right in between Campbell and the Rose Garden, and is in this like perfect little area where you've got really easy access to the 280, you've got easy access to 880 as well, and we're really close to Valley Fair, Santana Row, so a lot of great lifestyle options. Plus, now we've got the new Google campus that's supposed to be built, and of course there's all these rumors, oh, it might be built, it might not be built, but according to all of the sources that I have, that is still very much a go, and they plan on breaking ground at some point in 2025. So even without Google, but especially with Google, this is an incredibly attractive option. It is one of the last standing affordable housing options in San Jose. And by affordable, I mean it's in the low millions, right? So before it was like, 700,000, 800,000, but now a lot of the homes in that neighborhood are going for like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 million. But every neighborhood around it, the homes are $1.5 million, $1.6 or $7 million and above. So this is one of the last affordable, like very low $1 million budget homes with lots of room to grow. This neighborhood is very walkable, lots of shops, a lot of dining options around it. Plus it's got this nice little urban feel around it too. So you can couple that with all the new development projects that are going to be popping up here over the next couple of months and years. This is an area that is primed for explosive growth over the next decade. Again, it's the same concept. Don't go where the money already is, go where the money's going to be. We know that if Google brings all those jobs to downtown San Jose, this is one of the most affordable options next to that project. And so that's where the money is going to be. Google moved into Mountain View. Look what happened. Now all of Mountain View housing is $2 million plus. Well, the same thing is going to happen to all of the housing around this new Google project as well. Great. Now let's head over to the East Bay. The East Bay has a lot of really attractive, cute neighborhoods, but one of the neighborhoods that I'm the most bullish on is Castro Valley. The homes in Castro Valley, to me, are much better value than some of the other neighborhoods or cities in the East Bay, like Oakland and Berkeley. You have more space. It's more of a suburbia feel, way better schools. schools. And so the value for those homes is just simply, in my opinion, a lot higher than some of the neighborhoods that are just a little bit closer to the bay. It's still very commuter friendly in Castro Valley. You're just a hop, skip, and a jump away from San Francisco and obviously Oakland as well. You've also got easy access to BART to get pretty much anywhere you want to go to around the Bay Area. Castro Valley is a great spot for families that are looking for great schools and that suburbia, community environment and feeling, but without like the Danville or Pleasanton prices. It's kind of right in the middle there, right? Where it's not quite at that level yet, but it certainly could get there. Now, heading on over to the peninsula, really, there's not a lot of spots left on the peninsula that are poised for massive growth because the peninsula has been experiencing massive growth for the last couple of decades. But if we want to go where the money is going to be, then look no further than East Menlo Park and East Palo Alto, but especially East Menlo Park. We have obviously the Meta campus that just went up in East Menlo Park. We have Amazon that's in East Palo Alto, and these are bringing a lot of employees, a lot of jobs into those neighborhoods. And a lot of the employees are younger in age, and so they're more likely to buy a home in like a less desirable neighborhood. But there is a slow gentrification that has been happening in these areas. And I know people hear gentrified, there's maybe some negative connotations, right? But what I'm talking about specifically is school districts improving, right? And we're seeing home prices appreciate because of the improving neighborhoods and the improving communities around those tech hubs. And so as an investor, when you want to put your investor cap on, again, we're not thinking like what's the sexiest neighborhood, but we're looking what's the worst home on the best block, right? Well, what is the worst community in the best area? And East Menlo Park, East Palo Alto are still behind, their counterparts in West Palo Alto and West Menlo Park. And it's a massive difference in price per square foot. We're talking 3 to 4x the prices in some cases between East and West Palo Alto. And so with that much meat on the bone, right, there's that much delta still left. There's a lot of room for those areas to catch up. And so as an investor, if you're thinking, hey, I'm looking for something that could appreciate a lot, that is one of the areas that you definitely want to be thinking about. And one of the areas that I believe is still poised for another round of massive growth over this next decade. Now, it's no secret that over the last couple of years, we've seen this shift to hybrid and or work from home. And hybrid working and or work from home has allowed people to get a little bit more loose with their radiuses, right? We don't necessarily have to be 30 minutes away from the office or only 45 minutes away from the office. And so one of the areas that I'm really bullish on over this next decade, especially for hybrid workers here in the San Francisco Bay Area, is Livermore. Livermore is very much still in the Bay Area. It's very commutable to San Francisco, very commutable to the peninsula, very commutable to the East Bay, and even the South Bay. But you get a lot more space for the same price. And in a lot of cases, you should get more space for less price. Downtown Livermore is a super cute spot. Lots of great restaurants, lots of great shopping, and lots of great wine. Livermore is one of the hot spots here in the Bay Area for winemaking. And so you have all of those winemaking influences that kind of seep into the town, and it's really just a beautiful little town that has a lot to offer. It's got a suburbia feel, and it's perfect for families that are looking for affordable housing, that don't need to really necessarily go into work every single day, but I've got to go in a few days a week. But 4 to 5 days out of the week, I get to live in this amazing home, and I only really have to commute 2 or 3 times a week. The reality is, for a lot of buyers who are looking in the East Bay, Livermore is really only 15 minutes away from Dublin. And so for 15 minutes additional commute, you get a lot more space, save a lot of money, and get to live a slightly different lifestyle than the lifestyle that Dublin affords. And so ultimately, different lifestyles, different strokes for different folks. And so a lot of people are choosing to go the Livermore route because it has a lot to offer. And I do see Livermore being a very hot place over the next 10 years. Now, to wrap up this video, I'm going to share with you a 5th area that has actually experienced quite a bit of growth over the last decade, but I still think it's highly undervalued, and in the same light as Livermore, where you get a lot more space for the same amount of money. Morgan Hill is making massive waves and massive moves over the next decade. You're starting to see quite a few San Francisco 49ers buy in Morgan Hill. Why? It's a beautiful suburbia. It has a lot to offer, and it's only 15 minutes away from San Jose. But for the same price, you get 50% more home, and in a lot of cases, get way better schools. That same concept of hybrid workers opting for Livermore, you're going to see a lot of hybrid workers opting for places like Morgan Hill, San Martin, and Gilroy coming down further south, and even maybe as far as Hollister, right? But we're getting a little carried away now. I'm talking about the places that I think are going to experience the most growth, and I believe that Morgan Hill is poised for the most growth out of all of those areas because of all of the other things that Morgan Hill has to offer, which is a great community, a great downtown, lots of activities and things for you to do on the weekends, and it really gives off like the same vibes as Almaden, Los Gatos, and all of those different neighborhoods along the west side of the peninsula, but at way lower prices. There's a massive commuter base that has already made the shift and transition down to Morgan Hill. You're starting to see a lot of companies offer shuttle services to and from their campuses down to Morgan Hill, and even as far down as Gilroy. And I think that you're going to see even more companies start to offer these shuttle services as more and more people migrate down to Morgan Hill, because not only are people migrating down there because it's a beautiful place to live, there's also a lot of new housing developments popping up in those areas as well. And so there's no more room to build on the peninsula. And so people are starting to have to move outward, right? Out to the East Bay, out to Livermore, out to Dublin, out to all those different areas, and then down south, down to Morgan Hill, down to Gilroy, and down into Hollister. And so Morgan Hill is that first city south of San Jose. And so, closer to the epicenter experiences bigger growth, right? And so I do believe that we're going to see Morgan Hill continue to appreciate faster than a lot of the other cities that are similar to it because of this reason. So there you have it, folks. 5 neighborhoods that are primed for massive growth: Morgan Hill, Burbank, East Palo Alto and East Menlo Park, Castro Valley, and Livermore. And if you're starting to look in any of those areas and you're looking for a customized list of off-market properties, meaning homes that aren't on Redfin, they're not on Zillow, they're not on any of the major websites, if you're interested in getting a curated list of off-market opportunities in any of those cities that I just mentioned, or any other cities around the Bay Area, you can text the word off-market plus the city that you're looking in, and we will get that information sent straight to your inbox. Once again, this is Danny Gould, everyone. I am selling Silicon Valley, and I will catch all of you in the next video.